Hey guys, I'm just going to go through a little bit of the setup. I think it'll help do it the first time. If you have any questions, please call me anytime, 605 645 9215. Excuse my mess, I'm in our storeroom, but so these are two speakers I'm going to bring. I've got it playing through the computer right now, just with an aux cord. Should be really similar to what you have. This is the little board I'm going to bring with. You might be getting a better one, maybe a digital one, but this one just has an aux cord, and it's actually called the tape in, so I can turn the master volume up. And then I've got also have control of just that aux cord, and this is tape in, so it's a controller for that. And now I'll go around to the back and you can see where I'm plugged in. So I just have a regular RCA to mic jack, so it's a 2-to-1. There's different converters, but this one actually works good. And then also, if you ever want to play something out of your phone, you can just put a little dongle on this end. I can play it off my phone then if I want to. But this is a real basic setup. So we have this snake that I'm going to bring with. So you'll be able to park that thing up near your speakers or up at the front on the stage. That'll go up there, and it's a pretty long cord wound up on that wheel. And then when you get to this end, you have a lots for future too if you don't end up using an electric snake. If you end up using a hardwired one, we haven't used this since we got our digital board. But so I just have one cord coming into here for a mic. So for the speaker for Pastor Dell, this would be a mic for him. I have these two up here in this main out. They're quarter jacks, and those are the speakers. Those are what are feeding the speakers. So the other end of those is these two right in the middle. And then I have these two just running to the back of the speaker in the line in on both of those. And then I have this mic one that matches up with that mic one as just the microphone. So we can speak into this, turn the volume up, control that. So that's just the only thing you would really have coming out of there for now. Or if you had multiple mics, you could use all of them, of course. They're numbered on this end. So I have one plugged into one. If something doesn't work, you can surely plug 12 into one. That part doesn't matter. And then there are additional two more for some output. And these would be maybe on a digital board, you'd have a different setup. There's also converters for these and make some quarter jacks. So if you ran out of spots up here, you could use those. Pretty multiple use thing here. So this is powered, of course. Those two are powered. And then that, of course, is just fed in between. So one thing on these speakers I'll show you. There's a master volume. I try to set them both the same, so whether it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And then there's you can actually plug your mics in directly to the speaker. You wouldn't have to use the board. So if something ever happens where you just need a quick speaker and you didn't want to set everything up, you can just come right in here. You can also plug your aux into here and just play music through that. You could plug in a microphone into those, and then they have their separate controls. So it'd be the mics, top mics, and then whatever you plugged in, your phone or computer. And then there's also some EQing. They can punch a lot of sub if you want. This one's sub button is broke off, but I think like a toothpick or something, you can slide it, but it's sitting right in the middle. It actually sounds pretty decent. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what else. So I've got a couple stands I'm gonna bring for those, and there's like a steel pipe that goes onto the stand, and then you set the speaker up onto the steel post. We never tightened them down, but you can sure tighten them down. The back of the speakers have a little turn knob on the bottom to tighten them up. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Like I said, if you have questions, but this will be a decent little setup to get your video. So I'm just playing off of YouTube, just trying to replicate kind of what you're going to be doing. And I've got the volume pretty low on the main, but so say that's kind of in the middle, or where this U is, that's unity. That's kind of the idea. You want to get everything balanced to fit to that spot. So then you can control the EQing on the speakers themselves. I don't think the tape in has any EQing, but when you get over to the speaker's voice, here's his main volume. You can mute him to mute that mic. This is his volume level, but there's also up here at the top this trim where if I want to give him just a little bit more volume overall, but again, I always want to try to set everything to that U or unity. I'm trying to get everything balanced in, but you can do some EQing of his voice with these highs and mids and just play around a little bit. Sometimes it can take a little of the edge off your voice if you're having a rough day or just have a kind of a different voice. Yeah, then again, you would have all the other, if you wanted to start using instruments, this board would get you for a while. So, all right, I'm going to load her up. It all seems to work. I'll get her delivered. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, please call me.